And I'm sorry. This stinks.
I was sitting here in my head like,
Now we can begin. Now we can begin.
Friends, a year ago, a diabolical mastermind known as the Maker, an alternate universe version of Reed Richards, invaded a brand new universe and systematically prevented heroes from becoming superheroes. In 1 year, he will return. The Ultimates are assembling. Here we are. Welcome, friends, to Ultimate Countdown.
Ben, you want to lead us into this one?
Yeah. So we got issue 2 of Ultimate Wolverine. This is how real men put their books and everything. And
and one, since we didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
And they are
Basura.
All right. Nope. We're not. We're going to be respectful. We're not mincing words here. We're not mincing
the end
words.
of podcast. Look, we get a little bit of understanding how their program works in the United Kingdom of Eurasia. And I'm sorry. This stinks.
I was sitting here in my head like,
now we can begin. Now we can begin.
I'm a little let down.
A little.
I feel like all of this is like a little predictable. Like we're just seeing just how evil Colossus and Magic and Omega Red are, like, and just seeing like just their machinations, which is like okay. But I'd like to. I guess I give a little bit of leeway because they're just getting things set up, but it doesn't feel like anything has actually happened.
Nothing's happened.
Because nothing has happened. Like I don't really understand Logan as a character. I just understand him as a weapon. And if that's what they're trying to do, you're not making it interesting enough. Yeah.
No, not at all. Nightcrawler's the most interesting character we've gotten so far.
And he died,
that
right?
Yeah.
Did he die? Yeah, he died.
Dude, that design. Okay, what's with all these character designs and they're just putting facial hair on everybody? On all the dudes.
It's the Ultimate Universe.
Like Colossus can't grow a beard. Like, how's he shave? Like, where's the follicles come out of?
Very carefully. So I don't even remember what happened in issue 1, but I know that in issue 2 there were some things that they basically just wanted the Doctor to show how strong Wolverine is. And so they just set up a bunch of soldiers to then get murdered. Which, like, fine. You want the violence of a Wolverine book. That's what you're going to get. Well, like a bunch of heads on, like, some claws and stuff. But, like, I want a little bit more substance. I want to know, like, where are we going? And right now, where we're going feels a little predictable in that this is a tortured soul who needs to break away from his captors. And I think that that's a little boring. Having said that, issue 2 did have some really interesting pages and some cool pages featuring our friend the Maker. And that might have been the best part of the book. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Mark,
so really quick, the first issue.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first issue set up a lot more when the standpoint of like, obviously, it's not just Wolverine; he is the Winter Soldier. We established that. So Marvel's ruining 2 different characters at the same time. Everything for the story standpoint in the backs, anything about Wolverine / Winter Soldier is from the standpoint of the opposition, which would be Nightcrawler with Mystique and everything he was saying, especially right before spoilers. Nightcrawler gets just brutally like killed, and same with Mystique, because the whole time while he's like, I'm not gonna fight him, he's praying the whole time. We just get the montage of, you know, Winter Soldier just destroying everybody, but then it's the conversation towards the end where he's like, you're my friend, this and that, and he's not saying anything. That's where we get the context of, okay, so Wolverine was originally a part of the opposition.
Yes.
But the downside is with how they explain everything, we don't find out any more backstory until issue 2, where we find out they're erasing his memory constantly. That in his dreams is when his healing factors bring his memory. So issue 1 was more or less setting up the crew that he was with previously. So I see it as them using issue 1 to introduce him and then destroy his past really quickly in one issue. A lot of good art element options, like I said. I like the way Nightcrawler looked at it. I was like, that's a good character design. He's got the little whole priest thing going on with the beard. I was like, I like that Nightcrawler. He even put up a good fight against our Winter Soldier, which is weird. I keep wanting to call him like Logan or Wolverine, but he's called the Winter Soldier in this.
He's Logan.
They even say his name. They say his name was Logan. Yeah. They even said his name was Logan, and I'm just like, okay, but there wasn't really much in there other than basically being like, oh, we haven't had anyone we can, or that might have been issue 2. I don't know, because I read them both back to back because I just but issue 1 was all right. It's just you know how like there's slow burns. This is like not even it's got to go faster to be a slow burn right now for me. And Ben was right at the beginning of issue 2 with the Maker was like the best part of that, besides the last panel with him carrying the heads at the end.
Just go ahead, Ro.
He's disappointed. He's not mad. He's just disappointed in us.
All right.
Us? We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't write anything bad.
No.
Marvel did it.
Okay, so here's my frustration with this overall, right? So I said this on my channel, right? I talk about this a lot. I talk about waste of resources. All right. What do I mean by waste of resources? I feel like there are a lot of books out there, both from the big 2, where you could have taken this creative team and they could have been spending their time doing something else. They could have spent their time doing something. I was on here, and I will be consistent 100%. I was on here. I was very hyped for Ultimate Wolverine. Mainly because Chris Condon, who is writing Green Arrow, and by the way, we are 3 or 4 issues into that Green Arrow run. That is some of the best fucking modern Green Arrow work ever. Great. Killing it. Knocking out the park. Should be selling better. Different conversation. So I come on here and I'm thinking, okay, Chris Condon doing great. Ultimate Wolverine probably going to be great as well. So this has got to be one of the most generic stories I've read. I feel like I don't read a lot of like Wolverine. Like I've read some of Ben Percy's stuff and some other stuff before that, but like I feel like we've seen this before.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And somebody who I was having a conversation with last week on the timeline, they brought up a very good point. This seems like something that they just kind of gave out because they got cold feet that a lot of regular folk weren't fucking with Ultimate X-Men. Yeah. I'm gonna call it what this is, because I ain't gonna hold you. I'm more interested in this world building they're doing over there, because yes, is it different than what we're used to? 100%. It's different, but they're actually taking their time to build it, to build these characters. You see how passionate me and Mark are every fucking month about this. It's like they're taking their time. Peach Momoko is taking their time. This is just like somebody at Marvel looked at the sales and was just like, oh, guys. Or not even the sales. Social media.
No.
Because let it be known, Ultimate X-Men is not a flop. It's not flopping. It might have dipped a little bit, but it's by all means, it's not a flop. Somebody was looking at social media and is like, oh, they're not really fucking with Ultimate X-Men like that. Well, let's give them something they're more familiar with. Newsflash. Look at your current X-Men line. Why would you give us more or less of the same shit we've seen before? This is what this reads at. Is somebody just like, okay, well, they're not really okay, let's just give them Wolverine again. Let's give them characters that they know. I read books twice. I read books initially to get like a feel for it, and then I read it again to see where the missing pieces are. Okay, maybe this is... Bro, I struggled to read the first issue of this, and I struggled to read the second. I didn't even read the second one the second time. This is how boring this is. And of course, people are going to go crazy over the design. Of course, people are going to go crazy over the art. The art is great. The art, it slaps. Yeah. I just wish this energy could have been used for something else, whether it's in the Ultimate Universe or in mainline. You know, for the purpose of this conversation, Ultimate Universe. Or better yet, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this also. I hope this is not an ongoing. I really hope this is not something that stretches on for a year. I don't know how you can do this.
I think it is.
No, it's
but
definitely not ongoing.
I can't see it.
Okay, then prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Like, that'll be a nice challenge.
Yeah.
Look, I would love for us to be proven wrong, and for us, I do think that we're going to be proven wrong. I actually do.
I hope so.
I don't know, because the reason why I feel the way I feel is because, like,
all the other ones had a good hook.
But even then, but even I won't even say that. I won't say that. Because it took me some time to get used to Ultimate X-Men. I wasn't on Ultimate X-Men to begin with. But even then, with the first couple issues, I was just like, okay, they're doing something new. Like, they're trying something. This is the first time where I'm reading an Ultimate book and I'm like, God damn, this feels generic.
Yeah.
And I know that's not fair to say. I can't expect every single book to be like, oh, to hit it out the park. I know that's not fair to say, but it's like, damn, like, the reason why I hope this is a miniseries, because at least then, if you tell me this is a 5-issue miniseries and we're just getting people used to the backstory of Ultimate Wolverine, and then Ultimate Wolverine could just be out in the universe, I'm fine with that. That makes more sense to me. Because, like, okay, you know what? We have the backstory. Okay, cool. And I would consider it the same as Ultimate Incursion, right? It's 5 issues to tell a story, to set things up for the future, and then whatever happens after that is whatever happened. We get an A, B, C, and then move on. That's what I'm hoping for this. Yeah. But if you're telling me now, after the mid of 1 and 2, and you're telling me because this is the job we do, right? This is the job. We have to read these books. If you're telling me after these first 2 mid issues that there's gonna be like 10 more of this and then some, oh brother, we are in for oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think we're gonna get to a better place, but I do think it's gonna be a bit of a slog.
I'm so glad we're on your channel, not mine, because I get to I'm gonna hold my tongue on everything. Like, nope.
You don't have to. You don't have to hold your tongue on here.
Listen, I'm not a fan of X-Men. I've been very adamant from a comic book standpoint. They had some good run, House of M, stuff like that, Age of Apocalypse, stuff like that. But from an ongoing X-Men, never liked it, especially from the standpoint of Wolverine. Never liked Wolverine. I've never been a Wolverine fan. I've only read Old Man Logan. Other than that, never read a Wolverine comic. Never will.
Me neither.
Except for Ultimate Wolverine. I can say this comic is written for Wolverine fans. Because I know a lot of people only read Wolverine and only like Wolverine. That's their favorite comic book character ever. This comic book is written for them. No substance, no depth to it. Easy to read, good coloring, good pictures,
violence.
Perfect. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I also have to throw this in there because you brought up a good point. Not a lot of people are fucking with the current Wolverine run right now. Saladin Ahmed is writing Wolverine. Not a lot of people are talking about it, and not a lot of people care about it. So this is also another alternative for that. So back to
I have no issues with him writing Wolverine. The whole Miles Morales. We talked about it during the Miles Morales thing. I think he when he wrote the original stuff he wrote with Miles Morales, good. He's a good writer. But when they had him do the copy paste of Clone Saga, this and that, that's when I had some issues. I wonder also if it's just we had the Wolverine fatigue so many times. And that is a real thing. I don't use comic book fatigue for movies and stuff, but when it comes to Wolverine, that man was in everything at one point for the comics.
Yes, I remember.
Deadpool was the same way after was it Original Sin and everything else in Marvel? Like Wolverine, Deadpool is everywhere, and I'm like, I'm tired of Deadpool, tired of Wolverine in comics.
What's the solicit say, bro?
The solicit says Wolverine versus Gambit and Kitty Pryde. Well, you got your Gambit. The Winter Soldier leads a strike against 2 members of the opposition, Kitty Pryde and Gambit, but the duo recognized the man behind the mask. I'm sorry, that sounds fucking generic.
It does.
It's for Wolverine fans. They like generic. And I mean, no offense to Wolverine fans out there. I mean, listen, you can't win them all. Like,
even though you're a bunch of mouth breathers and a bunch of fucking idiots.
It's like, listen, I mean, I know a lot of Wolverine fans growing up. Anytime we're in art class, they couldn't keep their crayons inside the line whenever they color. Like, I know.
No, they can't. No, you know why they couldn't keep their crayons inside the line? Because their crayons were in their mouths. They were eating their crayons.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna make a picture. Where'd all the glue sticks go? Oh, little Billy over there's a Wolverine fan. he thinks it's a freaking Flintstones push pop. I'm like, no, that's a glue stick, Billy. Like, that's not. But yeah, it's
all right.
I in jest, but no, a lot of the Wolverine stuff. Wolverine is the most easily cookie cutter. You don't need much. My thing is, like I said, with issue 1, with how I already forgot his name already. What's the dude that disappears, poofs, and Nightcrawler? He was the one who was like emoting, had all the dialogue.
Yeah.
Everyone else around him is going to be carrying the story. I think they're going to keep him silent for a while. And the fact that we already know for Solicitous Form 3, he's basically going to kill Gambit and Kitty Pryde really bothers me because I like Kitty Pryde and Gambit of course, but Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think this book is literally just going to be him killing X-Men characters.
Is this like the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, but Ultimate style?
The Punisher one was better. Punisher kills the Marvel Universe was pretty good.
Time out. Wait. Time out. I just remembered. We talked about this a couple months ago. Remember, I think it was like issue 1 or 2 of our podcast. There was a character in Ultimate X-Men that looked exactly like Logan.
Yeah, the one that was in that room that was all like in the hospital room type bed thing, right? That was kind of like decrepit looking and all emaciated, but he had the hair that looked like it and the scraggly facial hair or sideburns.
Interesting.
Before we close, I have a conspiracy. Now I have my tinfoil hat on, and I promise it won't take long. I promise it won't take long.
It better not. I'm tired.
What if? What if?
Yeah.
Originally, there was a plan to do something with that character. That, again, Peach Momoko was the first one to bring it up. First one to get, the streets going.
Okay.
And then Marvel was just like, hold up, because that's what Marvel and DC do. They like to throw their hands in and pluck things and say, you need to go in a different direction.
Deadpool and Wolverine did well.
Okay, that too. But what if originally that was going to be a thread that Peach Momoko was going to pull on, but because, I don't know, maybe Marvel saw the social media, they saw the reviews, they said, no, this is just going to be a red herring. We got it from here. Because why would you do that? Why would you? That was intentional, right?
Yeah, but that issue you're talking about was after Deadpool Wolverine was already in theaters.
But we know
that was issue like 7 or 8.
We know.
No, I'm just saying it's better. But like I'm just saying from a popularity standpoint. I mean, I could see it where they're like, "Oh my God, is Wolverine going to show up in this one?" And then they're like, "Well, the book sales are down here, but if people want Wolverine and we put an Ultimate Wolverine over here." And then if Ultimate Wolverine doesn't pan out, then they could be like, oh, remember the seed over here? Let's just bring it back over here then.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
There's a lot
Yeah.
It also, too, I'm trying not to be too hard on this because it's only 2 issues in. But usually you want to hook people in by, like, the first issue has to hook you in and then give you something at the end to make you want to read issue 2.
Especially because they actually teed him up in Ultimate Universe 1 year in.
Yeah.
This is basically the third appearance of the character.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm still going to pull it because, like, I'm pulling everything Ultimate Universe. But it's like,
same here.
I'll read it digitally. I got the first 2, but I'm not pulling it anymore.
But I will say, besides Peaches, but like this is like my favorite visual art style out of all. Like besides,
Yes,
it's a nice art style.
Oh, 100%.
The last page, the book 2, when they set him up to do the test run, and they're like, "Go ahead, doctor. Like we want to see, you against our crew. Like let's give him a test." And he's like, "You don't want to fail this test." And then that art style, that whole entire thing, and then the whole group of like the mercenaries realizing it, they're like, "So what are we out here?" They're like, "You ever heard of the Winter Soldier?" Like, that's a myth. And then they see the camera, they're like,
shit,
why is there a camera recording? And then all of a sudden, like, you just shows up, and then the art page of, I like motion ones where it shows him standing, then closer, then there, and you just see the little bags full of all the heads.
Like,
and
that's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. It's just, there's cool moments from the story, but then like you even said, the Maker the Maker was the first 2 pages of issue 2, and that was like my favorite part of that, because I'm like, oh, we haven't seen really any stuff involving the Maker for a bit, and then I'm like, then the art style worked really well with the Maker in this comic.
I was like,
that was good.
Good look at like.
Yeah,
I was like, that is, and that's one of the things I'm noticing, because every book has different art styles. Where I'm just like, man, can you imagine if it was like cohesive with the art style? Like that'd be kind of. But I like the different. But I do like the different. Like there's a charm to different art styles for them. Like I don't know if Ultimate X-Men would work with the Ultimate Wolverine art style.
Right. Right. All right. Let's wrap it up, gentlemen. Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Wolverine. Read them. I've read half. I should read the other half.
And let us know your thoughts.
Read the good half.
I should read the good half. Everybody, please let us know your thoughts. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Not his channel, like other. No, I'm kidding. His channel. And that will bring us to a close. We will be back talking Ultimate Spider-Man, Black Panther, and the Ultimates as well. Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, and the Ultimates.
Yep. And we were going to have our full crew next time.
Yes, we will have our full crew next time
yes.
to discuss that stuff. And that should be it. I am Dr. Ben. You can find me at Dr. Ben MD. And then, I don't know, just leave me alone.
I'm a nerd Mark. I'm a nerd Mark on everything. Wolverine fans, I'm just kidding. You guys don't eat glue sticks.
You eat glitter. You eat glitter.
All right, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Roll of a Queen. Thank you for support. We are at 958 subs. The road to 1K is. Listen, by the time WrestleMania comes around, I should have 1K. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah. This is my road to WrestleMania. My road to 1K.
We're making wrestling videos. Yeah. Who's your wrestler? Doctor.
You don't do wrestling, Ben?
No.
You don't acknowledge the tribal chief?
I don't fuck.
What?
I don't fuck with wrestling. No.
What?
Not even mommy?
No. Nothing.
Not even.
Yo.
It's just men colliding into each other. Whatever.
It's the best part.
Stop describing Wolverine fans.
On that note,
yes,
we are out.